Hello, Raj. Let's start with ice cream. Since you love it here in Israel, and my favorite, of course, is Italian vanilla, but I always wonder, what if there is a flavor out there that I don't even know of, and I'm missing it?
Mixed flavored ice creams are the best. If I had three original flavors, I could mix them to create seven different new flavors. With four, I could make 15 new ones. With 30, I would have over 100 million possibilities. And we haven't even talked about the toppings yet. What does this have to do with AI? Well, AI could help us classify these flavors into different categories like bad, mediocre, good, fantastic, and out of this world, just based on my personal preferences. So, Bella, what are the two biggest challenges you see for businesses in Israel to use AI?
That's a great question. I'd say the first is about data. As businesses become more data driven, they are unable to use data effectively. This is much like identifying the out of this world ice cream flavors so they don't miss out valuable insights. The second challenge is that AI is often presented as a technology solution, but it is important for the business to come along in the journey. Going back to the ice cream example, sure, we can create 100 million combinations, but setting up the business processes, the operations, the equipment, all that takes a lot of work. That has to be guided by the business on whether it's even worth to travel. If many people want more than 20 flavor mixed together, you could find yourself spending 10 minutes per customer, which is not profitable. Do you agree?
Definitely. For the business to leverage AI, they have to understand what AI is and what it can do. Then, many innovative ideas can originate from the business, which are then passed on to the technologists to see if it is feasible with AI. Today, we know that smartphone apps are one way to connect with customers, but 20 years ago, that thought wouldn't even have crossed our minds. This is true for AI as well. The more you know about AI, the bigger the innovative possibilities. So, going back to the two challenges that we talked about, what kind of assistance can an Israeli business get in this market?
I'm so glad you asked. We have tremendous amounts of experience dealing with data. The better your data is, the better the business outcome is. For data, we love the IBM Cloud Pack. Here is why. You can build AI applications for your specific needs and host it either on the IBM cloud or your own premises. Your company's data gives you a competitive advantage. Use it. On the leadership side, we have worked with a variety of businesses for about 2 decades. We know that each business is different with specific needs and challenges. We conduct webinars and workshops to help to leverage the power of technology, working in partnership with business and IT leaders to explore the art of what's possible with AI. These are customized and collaborative sessions. Attendees usually walk out with, wow, I had no idea I could do this with AI. Mind shift. Raj, you have lots of experience implementing changes in businesses with technology. After you get the business and the IT leaders thinking innovatively, what's next?
That's a great question, Bella. First, let me say that AI is not the solution for every problem. Sometimes businesses don't need AI, but they should still understand it. Can you imagine a business today not knowing anything about the internet? Say a business has found value in AI. The challenge is there are hundreds of problems where AI can be used. How do you find the most important one? One approach is to have a long term vision, but pick a manageable challenge through which you can show business value and iterate. In the ice cream example, you may want your company to be the best ice cream store in the world with the largest number of flavors. But before you start mixing flavors, you should use AI in internal processes. This way, you can try out the technology without impacting your customer experience. As you get more experience with AI, you will be more confident to apply it to processes that touch the customer, which is a way of reducing your risk. Speaking of risk, what other questions do you see leaders seeking answers to?
Businesses want to grow and increase profitability. With AI, they need a good strategy because there are different approaches. Some of the questions might be, will the business model change? Has the idea been tested in a different business context? What are the initial and long-term ROI? How do you start? How to train the people? So many questions, and the answers differ based on the company's context. Raj, it was a pleasure having this insightful conversation with you. Who knows? Maybe once the COVID-19 settled down, you might find your favorite flavor of ice cream here in Israel.
Definitely. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed this conversation and I'm looking forward to our continued partnership.
From my conversation with Raj, one big take-home message was, think big, execute small, integrate continuously. Thank you.